Open shifts. I want to talk a little bit about open shifts. We've talked about it in the past, but I want to make sure everybody understands how this works. All right, so if you go to the internet, you go down to schedule, you can go to the open shift calendar. The open shift calendar is going to indicate to you any shifts that have not been filled. All right. You got partial shifts, you have open shifts. Obviously, an open shift is the full shift. All right. So that one, so this shift right here is 6A to 6P at Rescue 30. This partial shift, you just run the mouse over top of it, tells you that the shift is a 24-hour shift, but under this example, Drew Brady is working 9 to 6, and Ken Smith is coming in at 6 to 6 in the morning. So the partial fill is from 6A to 9A that morning. All right, it's all indicated right there at the bottom in the comments. That's how you determine the partial shifts and what is available to work. All right, you can also get to this by going to schedule, and one of the open shifts I know is at Rescue 30, so we'll go to Rescue 30 and we'll look at their schedule, and right there is that same shift, so you can access it either way. Now, you have a couple options. The rule that we have is that obviously we're going to try to put part-timers and floaters, obviously, into those positions before we pay out overtime. There's going to be instances and times where we're not going to have part-timers available, or maybe it's because we have a medic requirement or something to that nature that we have to, a driver requirement that we have to put somebody else in that position because we don't have the part-timers to do that. So we go through the normal process that we always do, looking at part-timers. When was the last time that you had overtime? This person hadn't had it for a while, so we might give it to them because you had overtime yesterday. Whatever the scenario is, we're going to go through the same evaluation as we always have in the past. So for overtime will not be approved until 3 days prior to that shift. So this shift here on the 8th, Lindsay would not go in if we have no part-timers to take that shift. She would not approve that shift until 1, 2, 3, the 4th is when she would approve this shift for the 8th. Now, when it is approved, it'll send the system will automatically put you on the calendar, and you will also receive an email stating you have been approved for the shift, and it gives you the dates, times, and location of your shift. That will be your notification of the shift. All right. So make sure you're monitoring your email when you know that you're putting in for shifts. Now, you got a couple options here. We can go in, you can click on this open shift. Everybody has this ability. You can go in and you can take the shift. Reminder, if you click this button saying I want this shift, you're not approved yet. It has to go through the approval process, which would be look similar to this. Not everybody has this access, obviously, but we go in here and we can see everybody that's been requesting shifts, and we go in and we can approve that shift based on whatever the request is. We can go in here and approve it, deny it, whatever. So the other option we have is we can go in here as administrators. We can send a notification. I can send a notification out to whatever group. I can come in here and I can send it to BLS personnel, ALS personnel, all personnel, which is normally where it's going to go. I can send it to any of these groups that are built into the system. Once I click it and I hit send, it'll send an email out to all the personnel that are in those groups. And then at that point, I can scroll down here and I can see who's requesting to take that shift, or they're denying the shift that they don't want to work it. All right, so that's the group, the notification. You will receive an email that says this shift, dates, times, where do you want it? All you do is click yes or you click no on your email, and it will send you, it'll make you log back into the intranet. That's just a verification process. Once you verify, it just brings you to the screen. But that's at that point is when it'll actually show you accepted it or you denied that shift. Again, it goes into the pending and then it's approved based on who all is putting in for it. Right. So that's the take shift, the open shifts, the send notifications ability that we have now with the new updates to the intranet. If you have any questions, give me a call.